President Clinton today authorized me to call to active duty about 1,600, that's about 1,600, members of the selected reserve in order to support the operational missions we are undertaking to restore the civilian government in Haiti. The President took this action at the request of General Shalikashvili and myself. Included in the call-up are members of the Coast Guard Reserve being called up by the Secretary of Transportation. The need for the call-up was planned in what we call our total force policy, which assigns a number of key missions completely or largely to the reserves, which mean that any time we're conducting a significant operation, we will be going to the reserves to round out our forces. The call-up is for units which backfill active units. The call-up does not include general-purpose combat troops. It includes reservists and specialties of tactical airlift, aerial port operations, military police, medical support, and civil affairs. The precise number of personnel who will be all involuntarily called at this time will depend on the number of volunteers we have. So far, the voluntary response has been outstanding. But because some categories of personnel are only or are largely found in the reserves, we will need to also call some involuntarily. We anticipate calling up about 1,600 people at this time, but that number could be reduced if we have many more volunteers. Additional personnel would be needed for any follow-on operations, and I anticipate there could be additional call-ups later. Examples of the people that will be called are civil affairs personnel, and I mentioned parenthetically that about 97% of our civil affairs personnel are in the reserves. Medical personnel who will be used to backfill units that are deployed. These are active duty personnel already being deployed. Tactical airlift, where 50% of our capability is in the reserves. Indeed, we cannot conduct operations involving significant numbers of personnel and amounts of equipment being moved without using the reserves. And we will also need to call some military police and Coast Guard security personnel. Now, with that announcement, I have time to take a few questions and be happy to try them. Charlie?
Dr. Perry, could we ask when the growing force of Haiti will be prepared to launch a military attack? And have the military leaders of Haiti given any indication that they're prepared to leave voluntarily?
I can't answer the first part of that question without discussing our operational planning, which I cannot and will not do. I will say that in general, the answer to that is soon. On the second question, the indication, Tedros, we have had some number of reports from Haiti indicating a fair amount of turmoil in the ruling regime there, among individuals in the ruling regime. I wouldn't want